Good morning, traders, and welcome to Framework Fortune. Welcome back, all you amazing individuals in the Framework Fortune community. Let's get on in here. We've got oil breaking out over this triangle at the moment today, up to 107, coming up to this previous peak of that 109. So, of course, all the oil plays waking up a little bit. Looks like INDO had a little pop out the gate. Yeah, nice little pop there. Hussa got up over 4, but still getting rejected at 4. Marps over 8. Yeah, very nice looking there. The NQ not looking good on this 1 hour chart. We do, it looks like it's curling. I don't know. We'll see towards the end of the day. But with it being Friday and all of the indecision, I would say we're going to have a sell-off at some point today going into the weekend. Maybe not. Maybe we try to, I don't know. We'll see. If hold on. Let me go into a daily chart. I didn't realize it was on a weekly chart. Yeah, looking at that daily chart, getting rejected so far today at the 10-day moving average. I don't know. We may see a pullback today by the end of market close. See uranium starting to come back up as well a little bit. LTBR, that uranium play did bounce up from yesterday all the way back up to 7. I think I have another week before uranium really starts going, but I do want to be ready for that when it happens. Let's see what's going on. What's up, GD? Good morning, buddy. Let me pull up TradingView and look and see what's happening in the crypto market, because I am still in IMTE. This NFT play from yesterday, it did break the channel, but we have that bottom support it's still sitting on at 411. Let's see here. And what I'm looking for is a bounce in the NFT market this weekend, since the stock market will be closed. You can see IMT is holding strong on that support. Does have this little downtrend, but I like it if it breaks that downtrend today. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold this throughout the day as long as it's holding above 4, and see if in after hours it starts to break that uptrend, and if Ethereum and Bitcoin start trying to rebound again. At the moment, both of them are coming down, still above their trend lines though. Oh my God, Cosmos Atom is under $20. Ooh, boy, I hope that keeps coming down. If I can get Cosmos again for $10. Like the way that looks. Okay, anyway. And then gold, we've got back over 1900. Silver's under 23. That's something else I might go buy. Good Lord. These prices are getting very appealing in the commodities and crypto markets, at least to me. Even though I'm bearish on the stock market, gold and silver plays and crypto plays, I mean, like IMTE, is down here at a low. So that's why I really like it, when it was just $40 a month ago. The whole entire tech sector sold off something like this. NFTs just seem to have sold off a little harder. But the NFT last run was a huge run. So, alright, let's see what's going on. With it being Friday, I'm not really expecting much to happen. Let's just market watch. Yeah, Tesla's green, but everything else, Amazon blood red. if you're day trading, it doesn't really matter. But looking at things longer term, seeing Amazon have this death drop yesterday from earnings, uh, it's pretty interesting. Pretty hard drop for Amazon. And another thing, they might do a reverse stock split. Or not a reverse stock split, but a stock split. Just looking at the way things are going with Amazon. But let's see. Let's see if Austin's Baba play is showing up, is going up while Amazon's going down. Oh, Baba gapped up when Amazon went down. So I don't know if I've mentioned this on the stream, but I was talking, I might have, but when I was talking to Austin the other day, I was saying Baba is set up that if the US dollar loses reserve currency status and the digital yuan becomes the world reserve currency status, all the manufacturing is in China. So Baba is already set up for that world reserve currency switch if it happens to be the big runner. And like I said, with all that manufacturing in China, because Baba is a Chinese company, a very powerful Chinese company, it would be pretty easy for the Chinese government to shut Amazon out of manufacturing in China to allow Baba to take over as the world's biggest whatever retail seller that Amazon is. So there is some competition going on between Baba and Amazon, and it is a very deep game that's being played. But this is what's happening across the whole world. We're seeing I don't want to say minor, but this is a small glimpse into what is happening in this financial struggle and war, where everybody at this point is now reaching for the power, for the world reserve currency status and all of that. I left. What was your buy window? Are you talking about Amazon at 1,000 or whatever? I laugh at a lot of things, Austin, so I don't remember what I laughed at. And if I laughed and came off as I was laughing at you, it might not have been. I usually don't. Usually I just laugh at certain situations. All right, anyway, but I have no idea. You just have to refresh my memory a little bit. FNCH, there's nothing there. CYN, that's still climbing. Broke over the 200 day. Looks like it wants to test 5 possibly today. What do we got here? What is this? RBD, that's running into that 200 day. HCDI. TCAT, that had a nice little pop. I was over in H&H's live stream for a little bit. That's part of why I was late to the stream this morning. I was talking to people over there. Some people who don't come into this live stream. And just, kind of seeing what was going on. DWAC did have a spike yesterday in after hours up to 61. So DWAC, whatever reason this is running, there's your channel there. As long as it's in that channel, it can continue to push up. Oh, it looks like, that's why it jumped up. Donald Trump is on the True social media app, which that was obvious. He owns it. So, I mean, I don't know why that was a surprise to anybody, why that made a pop. But That's, you never know how the market's going to react. Whatever reason, money came flowing into this because Trump said he's going to be talking on Truth Social. Alright, I don't like anything in the low float list. Got ZYME up on the mid float list, but that gapped up and running into the 50-day moving average where it's failing to hold. Somebody's trying to purchase the company. Nothing to do with that. BBIG. I see them talking about short squeeze candidates. This thing has held this. This is a pretty nice big triangle, big wedge on this daily chart. And it's very close to that tip. But the 200-day is at 330. I would like to see it get back above 3 and start holding around 3. Possible play, but it could always break down on the downside. I don't think it's a play today, but maybe next week. Robinhood, I don't care about. I ain't trading Robinhood. Whatever that was, gap down, big gap down on it. Did have a nice bounce though, all the way back up to 35, $7 bounce. ETER, Twitter, nothing going on those. How's MULN looking? Nothing there. Top 10% gainers. FNCH, don't like that. Had a gap up off of that all-time low, but not really doing anything. We already looked at those. GYTH, nothing going on. Looks like that was probably a reverse stock split. Oh no, they're being bought, so there's no reason to trade that. OPTN, exclusive 225 million commercialization and license agreement. That's in Europe and UK. 5 million shares, only 800,000 in volume. I'm going to put this on the watch list just because of how low the shares are. BIOL, looks like that just gapped up. Whatever. Day trade above the scanner list. PBR, LNCH. Company reported better than expected earnings. I don't really care about that. PBRA. Hustle's on the watch list for a possible breakout for oil. VNTR is another energy play. And actually, looking at VNTR on this daily chart. Oops. You got a lot of support at $5. Where it tried to test through there all last fall. We're getting like almost a big cup and handle. Interesting play. It is energy play. Let's see. Ooh. Low float metals with gold coming back up. We got a few gap ups on some of these metal plays like Eagle Mines here, AEM having a nice little rebound all the way up to 60 from yesterday, where gold's been low. Yeah, a few gold stocks green or silver stocks. Oil, a lot of those green. Alright, that's about all I'm seeing. T-Non, I think that's done. That's looking ugly. URA is coming up to 24. Intel. Oh, that's what it was, Austin. You were debating somebody else about it, and they were like, why buy Amazon? Or why buy Baba when you can buy Amazon? Yeah, I don't know. I probably was just laughing at that idea of spending $3,000 per share versus $100 per share for Baba. I don't care what Amazon does. I am not paying $3,000 a share. that much capital I can take and put in something else and make a lot more money. It just that goes back like to the other day when I was talking about velocity of money and why I'm not a long term holder in the stock market. That's one of those things. It's like, when you get one share for $3,000 versus one share for $100. I mean, obviously, what's the better deal? So that's I'm guessing that's why I was laughing in my head. I don't know. Intel's INTC. I don't know why I was sitting there on INTL. INTC still dropping. Yeah, man, it's down here to this bottom, possible little triple bottom on the daily. Let's see. How low did Intel get during the COVID dip? Oh, that's the 15-day. Let me look at the 3 years. So 2020, right there was the COVID dip. It got down, to right here. Yeah, I'm not too mad at that, Austin. Not at all. And they do pay a decent dividend. They've been consistent. They paid it through COVID. And actually their dividends have gone up here recently. They're up to 37 cents per share. This would be a perfect example. Like, I would rather, if I had $3,000 and I had the choice of Intel or Amazon, Intel with these dividends, you'd be getting a constant return. Whereas Amazon doesn't pay dividends or anything like that. And then if you have something like today, like with Amazon, where it was $3,000 and now it's dropped a whole $1,000, that can clear your portfolio very quickly in a day if you're weighted with Amazon. I don't like it. I do not like it. LTBR still pushing. Damn, I knew I shouldn't have got out of that yesterday. It's not that big of a deal though. I was in, I think, right under 7, so I could still get in and not have any issues. Alright, Lori, you just do your thing, girl. You just tear that treadmill up. It's Friday anyway, and there's not a lot of tickers moving, really. I mean, looking at my list, barely any of the stocks are moving. The only movement we've got is in futures at the moment. Under 40. Under 40 for Intel is not bad. Intel is also a billion-dollar company. I'm pretty sure. Well, let me check. Last time I checked, their numbers still look perfectly fine to me, but it has been a minute. And there's also not that many chip makers, right? You have AMD, Intel, and then you have Apple now that makes their own chips finally. But I'll never put money towards Apple because I absolutely hate them. And then there's a few off brand smaller chip makers, but even if Intel's having a rough time, unless something dramatically happened from the last time that I checked their financials, I can't imagine that their financials have turned upside down from where they were at. See here. Earnings are down, but if there's been a chip shortage, so if your earnings, if you don't have chips to sell, then so look at there. Yeah, total assets, they've increased since every year. They're up to 168 billion with 73 billion in liabilities, so that's not, they've got 3 times as much assets, well 2.5 times as much assets as they do liabilities. Let's look at that cash flow. They've been cash flowing positive forever. So last year, even though they had a minus 54% decrease in their cash flow, their free cash flow, they still made a positive almost $10 billion. So it's not like Intel is in trouble from anything like that. You know. Let's see. Let me check out balance sheet. Yeah, so their liabilities have increased, but if they wanted to, they could pay that off pretty quickly or pay it down. Yeah, they got 28 billion in cash just sitting on the sidelines too. 10 billion in total revenue, other assets 9 billion. I mean, we're talking about a billion-dollar company. So unless they're just going to slowly die out, which I highly doubt, because Intel still makes good chips. I mean, where the valuation, if it goes down to 20, who's buying at 20? Everybody, any big tech investors or funds that focus on tech is probably going to pick Intel up if it was to go down that low. And maybe even off of that support on Intel. They might be buying now at $40. I don't want to talk about Apple. I don't like. I will not trade Apple. I will not put one dime into Apple. I don't have any Apple products. I hate their products, and Apple to me is the worst company when it comes to anything. I mean, it's not a secret that they slow down their Apple phone speed, so you have to buy the new Apple. Everybody knows that. That type of business I don't want to trade. There's for the most part I don't make these exceptions. Like I will trade anything, but just because of my personal beliefs about Apple, I don't want nothing in that one. So it's an exception to my trading. I refuse. And it's the same. There's like one other stock I can't think of at the moment that I refuse to trade. Like I just won't trade it because I don't want to be a part of them at all. I don't want to ever be on record as a shareholder, because that's the thing. Even if you're day trading, you'll show up on record as a shareholder even for just that day, and I just don't want Apple associated with my name whatsoever. And before they started making their own chips, this might be a surprise to everybody. Before they started making their own chips, Apple phones had all the same stuff in them as Android. Same chips, same everything. So if you were buying Apple previously, all you were paying for was the Apple logo. That was it. You were not paying for any better equipment or anything. They're a scumbag company. I haven't either, Austin. I haven't either. I have never had one Apple product. I refuse. I've tried to use Apple products. I hate the fact that they made something totally different than Windows. Anyway, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stop talking about Apple. You're gonna get me off on a rant on how much I hate Apple. I don't want to. I don't want to do all that right now. Let's see. IMT. Yeah, IMT is pushing back up to that downtrend. Like I said, I may hold this over the weekend. I'm not mad at it. Looking at the daily chart, I bought right down here on the trend line. Well, I didn't buy right on it, but actually I bought a little higher than I thought. Still, I'm right above the trend line. So if this trend line continues to hold, that has held through this consolidation, this upward sloping channel of consolidation, then we should see IMT bounce back up. But again, this is a total crypto play. Oh, I didn't see that yesterday. They got the license for original artworks of Mandela art. So if they start selling Mandela art in NFT form, that definitely could raise some money. Hmm. I need to research this company more. I'm holding it off of my crypto analysis, not off of my stock market analysis. The NFT plays are all down and looking like they're about to have a bounce in the crypto market. So that's why I'm thinking IMT is going to have a bounce. It lines up with that trend line. So seeing it across multiple markets, giving me multiple confirmation. I can't believe there's nothing going on. Well, it is Friday. What is everybody else trading today? You guys gotten in some of this oil pops early this morning? Other than that, I don't see really anything that's been going on. Oh, Forge had a nice bounce today. Forge from 15 to 1950. You can see right here on this hourly chart. Forge, whoops. Get off of that. Actually, yeah, we'll just do it that way. Where are we at? About right there on the top of that channel. Somewhere in there. We'll just go right there. Forge bouncing off those EM. How did I get back in? Oh, I know how I got back in a weekly chart. Oh, I need to actually do it on the daily chart. You can see it real clear on the daily chart. If I could get it to draw, work with me. There you go. I'm still a little bit off. But with this new, what is this, the last 5 days? Yeah, Forge I would have on watch for next week. Because it's come down. It originally ran all the way up to 47, sold off and come down to the 200, and just bounced off of it, and it's continuing to build higher lows and possibly higher highs. Got a higher high on this wick. Hasn't made a higher high yet, but possibly could today. If it breaks over 20, yeah, it could throw a wick up there and build a higher high. But I like this formation that we have going on the daily chart. If that can continue and it start holding above 20. Oh, uranium's starting to peek its little head up. Let's see, maybe an iPod in middle school. No, I ain't had no iPod in middle school. Because when I was in middle school, iPods. Well, did they exist when I was in middle school? I'm in that middle age of when I was a kid. There wasn't a whole lot of technology in like from 5 and under, and then as soon as I hit 5, technology really started to develop. And by the time I was in my early teens, that's when I had a computer, playing games on the computer, and I remember the AOL dial tone. That's what we had as a kid. My parents had AOL, and I remember that. You're a young cat. Yeah. You've been raised completely in the digital world, um, where I've mostly been in the digital world. Just I did have a little bit of time there as a kid where I experienced the non-digital world, and it's something interesting when you. look at it from a psychological perspective. I'm not going to go into all of that, but just thinking about how so much societal things changed when we started getting all those technical logical advancements, including the internet, and how people's minds and perspectives are so influenced today by everything around us versus back then. It wasn't quite as crazy. I mean, if you watch TV, of course, there was plenty of bombardment of commercials and stuff, but we didn't watch much TV as kids. We did a lot of playing, a lot of climbing trees outside, all of that. But it is an interesting discussion for sure. I definitely have that discussion. Probably not during this time. It is kind of boring right now, but let's see. GD, you said VT and R, which I thought I had on my list. Oh yeah, it's right there. And then the other one was TCAT. Yeah, I remember H was trading TCAT this morning, I believe, when I was in his stream for a few minutes. Let's see. What was H seeing on this? What are you guys seeing on this? Oh. That's right. TCAT is an NFT play. That is right. Oh, that is right. MasterCard's NFT. There was MasterCard and Visa came out with something where they're going to blockchain technology, I believe. It's something, I don't remember exactly. I didn't read the whole article yet. Let me see what this. Let's go check this out, because there's something where if Mastercard and Visa are getting involved with blockchain, then everybody who has arguments against blockchain and calling it tulips, you're now arguing against Mastercard and Visa. So MasterCard files 15 trademark applications pointing to its NFT and metaverse ambitions. MasterCard is pushing into the metaverse to avoid disintermediation, especially in metaverses built on blockchains. So, what you're hearing, this is amazing. What you're hearing, what that means, MasterCard realizes they are going to lose money and lose customers if they do not embrace cryptos. As I've been saying, it's too late to reverse the clock, and now we're seeing more and more major companies adopting. MasterCard is adopted now. And fantastic. MasterCard wants to be used for buying cryptos. And I am all for it. That's what I'm talking about. So TCAT, I didn't realize that's exactly what that news was, but that is fantastic news for NFT and cryptos in general. When you have something as big as MasterCard getting involved. And if MasterCard makes it to where you can spend your cryptos, like somehow they do like a conversion thing with like Coinbase and Crypto.com does with their MasterCard Visas, or not Visas, MasterCards. MasterCard and Visa are two different companies. But if they do that, that's huge. That is absolutely huge. Because then it forces everywhere that accepts MasterCard to unofficially accept cryptos. It's a great, great thing to see MasterCard jumping in. No, I'm not making my headline. I'm not making my. I already have my judgments and everything on cryptos and NFTs and all that. I was just reading the article, and it only confirms, gives me more confirmation of everything I've been saying. Like, I don't need to do a whole full analysis on MasterCard, whether or not, whatever that article said, but it's MasterCard. And I'm pretty sure You can just. They filed 15 patents. Go read the 15 patents. I'm not speculating. Just go read the patents. It's public information. Very interesting, though. More and more blockchain adoption. It was, man, I didn't want to get into blockchain again today on this channel, but I did see that Kitco News is looking at the adoption rate of cryptocurrencies. And if we continue, this is according to them, if we continue at the rate of adoption that we're going, within a year, 15% of the world's population will be using blockchain technology. That's in 1 year. 15% of the world's population. Now, 15% doesn't sound like a big number, but when you're talking about the world's population and 15% of them switching over to a new technology, that's a pretty big number. And that's probably going to continue to grow like they're saying. I mean, why would it not? It's a whole new sector, the 12th sector of the stock market, as Kevin O'Leary wants to call it, which there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, TCAT, they got a new trading website. Can I go to that website? Yeah, let's check it out. Let's do some exploring. We're slow right now. There's no reason to not do some exploring. Let me put TradingView back over here on my thing there. Oh, I've already got the TradingView up. We'll close that one then. Value shall circulate freely. Create a unique digital works communication platform. So, Takung Art Co. operates an electronic platform for offering and trading of artwork. So, the NFT artwork to its platform. Company allows artists, art dealers, owners to access a much bigger art trading market where they can engage with a wide range of investors. Its platform also invests in high-end and artwork accessible to ordinary people without financial resources. The company's trading platform comprised the sale of calligraphies and paintings, jewelry, and precious stones. Now you're talking jewelry and precious stones, NFT versions, where you could sell the NFT and send the physical product. It would take out a whole lot of middlemaning from everybody. And then it generates revenue in the form of services in connection with the offering and trading of artwork on its system, primarily consisting of listing fees, trading commissions, and management fees. And this is a company in Hong Kong, so it is a Chinese company. Here we go. So, mainly art in NFTs. Well, hold on. Let's do a little quick lesson. So, right now, NFT art has been one of the most popular things. The biggest misconception is that NFTs are art. That is not accurate. NFTs is a technology for transfer of ownership. Art just happens to be one of the first things and easiest things as a use case for NFTs. So of course that's gotten a lot of hype, and this bubble, the art NFT part, I do think is a bubble. There's too much money in these pictures and paintings, and everybody who is somewhat like this should not. I mean, why is this $270? Like none, like I don't know. This one's kind of cool, but you know, some of these are just random people, and well, anyway, like I said, I don't want to stay on the art part. The art part of NFTs is just such a small part of NFTs. So, there are plenty of markets like this. OpenSea, yeah. So like OpenSea, you can go and this is gonna have tons of collections of art. Now, see that Iceland. Now that's a nice art piece. Oh, all this guy. I don't know if he's drawing these by. I don't think he is. No, this is not an art piece. All this guy has done is just took some pictures. Yeah, this just looks like some. Like I could do this. This is why I don't like the NFT art thing. So, now the jewelry part, the jewelry and gemstones that Takung is talking about, TKAT, that I am interested in for NFTs. Let's see. See their investor, little information disclosure, management team, company announcement, annual report. They just started filing in December of 19 actually, but we don't have any filings for 2021 or 2022 yet, which is a little bit sketchy. Oh, here we go. Here's their actual marketplace. Oh, those are supposed to be glitchy and blurry like that? That's horrifying. Oh my gosh. Alright, anyway. I just want to see... What's the derivative? Is that where the gold... No. Yeah, I don't think they have that part. Yeah, personal products. They don't have anything but art on here yet. Now, there's a lot of different decentralized and centralized marketplaces for NFTs. If you follow me on Framework Fortune Crypto, Immutable X is a way further ahead. And to be honest, TCAT is not going to be able to hold a candle to Immutable X. Two insiders buy. Let's see. What is that? WBD. What is WBD? I feel like I know what it is, and you're talking about Warner Bros. Again. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like it. If Warner Bros. Comes out and says they're putting everything on blockchain, then maybe I'll like it. Or if Warner Bros. Comes out and says they're buying into some gold or oil or uranium, then maybe I'll like it. But I don't know. It is interesting. This is another psychological thing to think about. I'm going to scroll through here and look and see if anything's moving here. Veru is starting to come up. Double bottom. Possible breakout at 1250. And Veru is... What is Veru? Isn't it... Oh, yeah. Veru is a medical stock. Yeah, about 1250. Right there. Be the top of your U shape. But it's got to get up there. Right now, it's still looking pretty sketchy. Okay, INDO has a little uptrend. Basically, all these oil plays have this same little uptrend at the moment. See a lot of pressure. There's just a lot of money. Let's see. I screwed this line all up. Let's just do that. Actually, it's not as bad as I thought it was. Yeah, okay, that's fine. What's oil do? Oh, oil's pulling back a little bit right now, back down to 106.35. NQ's still dropping. Yeah, this is looking. Shoo. If something doesn't happen to change people's outlooks on the stock market by next week, we may be dumping. I mean, we're still holding this line, but a lot of selling pressure still. I don't know. We'll see by the end of the day, but the NASDAQ does not look good at all. I mean, this is looking real bad. Like I said, maybe we bounce one more time. I don't know. We're going to have to just see next week what happens. There's so much stuff happening. Let me read some of these headlines on the NQ, see if there's anything important that we need to know about. Let's see. Boomers are leaving the stock market. Critical information for U.S. trading day. Golden era of Fed control equity markets coming to an end. As Blitz explained, if equity market weakness continues with the S&P 500 down 12% to date, consumers may slash spending by the end of this year, if not sooner. The Fed's communicated policy trajectory that was intended to weaken equities. Equities in the dollar are the Fed's main conduits to impact the economy and turn inflation. In a recent note, an acceleration of current market weakness adds to our expected near-term downswing in spending and more critically threatens to embed a much weaker outlook for spending heading into next year. Less spending, recession, don't know why they just can't come out and say we're in a recession. Just say it. It's okay. As the connect between consumer spending and stock market performance, Blitz noticed ties have tightened up since the global financial crisis of 2007-2008, when households reacted by long-tail deleveraging of their balance sheets. Talked about how that sparked the Fed's creation of an asset cycle centered on stocks. So, like I've been saying, this market has been artificially inflated since 2008. And households charge into equities because there is no alternative and the market only goes up, right? That whole idea, the market only goes up. His below chart shows how equities now mostly comprise a bigger chunk of household worth versus early 2000, and as households sold into late 90 rallies instead of buying into the one that started in 2009, they are stuck with a higher cost basis compared with the 2000 market crash, the dot-com crash. In short, they are more vulnerable to equity pullbacks. The above chart notes, importantly, that young boomers 55 to 59 are most exposed to stocks, 46%, with under 40 group least exposed at 3%. The stock market is dying. I don't know how many more things that needs to come out. Why that matters, the combined 40 to 69 group accounted for 62% of consumer durables purchased since the economy bottomed in spring 22. From here, it is easy to surmise that between satiated pent-up demand and falling equity valuations, consumer durable spending takes a hit. Also consider that jump in cash relative to net worth as individuals age. The ratio is 15.4% for those 70 and over versus 11% for the younger boomer crowd. In other words, the 55 to 69 group likely begins to rebalance cash passively or actively. Regardless, equity market domestic demand shifts lower. Nobody wants to buy U.S. stocks after the Fed's artificially inflated the stock market to all-time highs. Who is going to buy after the Feds? That is what I was saying over and over and over again. And now this data is coming out and it's getting pretty clear. Nobody wants to buy at the top of an inflated market that was inflated by the Feds, who are now selling off their stocks. You are buying directly from the Feds at this point, at the highest prices ever. I mean, not today, we're at a low, but this whole last year and a half, this is all the stuff I've been talking about coming to a head. Oh boy. All right, well, GDP has shrunk. We know from the first quarter, inflation's still rampant. And now the older boomer generation who owns the majority of stocks are about to die off. And the younger people are not buying stocks. What are they buying? You can take a strong guess there. Pretty obvious if they're not buying stocks. So, and that is why, part of why the NASDAQ, as we were talking about yesterday, only has a $20 billion market cap, and Bitcoin has, $500 billion market cap. The people who want to invest in the U.S. stock market are shrinking by the day, because the people who are investing are the old people who are dying by the day. And what did we just go through? A virus that killed old people by the day. All right. Okay. Weed? I don't know what you're talking about, Lando. I didn't see what your message was before you retracted it. Let's see. Austin, what are you saying? We need some rebound cash flow. Two insider buys close to 20 on April 27. Of course, that lower hits more attractive. Cash flow IPO. I'm telling you, never been heard of. What are you talking about, the Warner Bros stock? Oh, what young boomers are buying other than stocks, weed? Yeah, well, that you're actually not wrong, Orlando. Even though I don't know if you were joking or not, but that's actually true. That's actually very true. Um, their whole lives they've been told weed was bad, and now in states where it's legal and you can walk into a store and buy it, and they're seeing all the medical benefits of it, they love it. They love it. Anytime I've been to a dispensary, Planet 13, when I went to Las Vegas, full of young boomers. Full of young boomers. They love them some weed. So you're not wrong whatsoever on that, Lando. So the WB is a cash flowing IPO that has never been heard of. I'm gonna. Can you elaborate on that? If just elaborate, because I'm like not quite catching what you're meaning by WBD is a cash flow IPO that's never been heard of. What is it that is making it so special? And we'll get some, and we'll take a look at what you're talking about. Oh, majority of IPOs are unprofitable trash. Yeah, I mean IPOs specifically. Well, IPOs are tricky. Sometimes we go into cycles during the year where IPOs are hot in the day trading market, and it doesn't matter if it's trash or not. We'll see them get pushed up. But generally speaking, yeah, I agree with you. There's thousands of IPOs all the time, and most of them just die off and don't get any attention. So, So you're saying that the WBD cash flow. So this Warner Bros. Discovery then is not an older company. This is like what, a subsidiary or something of Warner Bros. I thought we were looking at like the actual Warner Bros. Company. I didn't realize. Oh, wait a minute. No, this goes back far. So this is not a. Yeah, you're going to have to explain what you're talking about because I do not know what you mean. This is all the way back to 2005. So this is not an IPO, a recent IPO. Yeah, exactly, DB. IPOs are very profitable if you do the research and you get the solid ones for sure. The spin-off of ATT it is. See, I don't know what's going on with this at all. You know what you should do, Austin? You should get on starting that YouTube channel and do a video about it. That way I can watch it. It's a lot easier to understand things that way than it is in a live stream chat for sure. But yeah, as far as TCAT goes, there's so many NFT collection marketplaces, and I'll show you what I mean by IMX is way ahead. Way, 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 way ahead. Way ahead. Way ahead. Way ahead. Unbelievably ahead. All right. So this is the Immutable X NFT marketplace. This is a layer 2 on Ethereum. All right, and the development team of Immutable X is also the development team of the Gods Unchained game. That's why I'm very bullish on both, and it's the biggest NFT marketplace on Ethereum and one of the furthest along marketplaces. There's a lot of volume in Immutable X. I'm trying to get to, well, that's okay. But, like, it's not just artwork. Like, this is Gary V's book games deal, his artwork, whatever. I don't know what's going on with it. It's weird. But Gods Unchained is not artwork. These are actual NFT cards that you can physically play with, trade, and sell on this NFT marketplace. And there's multiple other games. Guild of Guardians is another game. So IMX is not just doing art. You can put art on there, but you have multiple games actually coming to IMX, along with GameStop, who is going to put their NFTs on IMX. And there's been rumor that DC and Marvel are going to be putting their NFTs on IMX. But there's art, of course. There's always going to be art in the NFT market, but this is starting to get into more functionable reasons for NFT technology. Like gaming is a way better example of what NFT technology and blockchain technology can do versus somebody uploading a picture. You know what I mean? So there will be more and more use cases for NFTs come out outside of gaming and art. We're already seeing it in DeFi and mortgages and all of that. But I mean, Immutable X, there's just nothing like it. Like if you look at the Gods Unchained market, you have all these stats of the different cards and all of this. So like the normal trading card game before, where you do hold the cards physically, you don't actually own the IP to that card. Whereas with the P2E blockchain gaming, you own the physical, or not the physical, but you own this actual digital card. Like if the price of, nobody can take it away from you or anything like that. So it's giving you ownership within the game, which is not something that we've ever seen before. And it kills a lot of the big gaming companies. But that's why I would say probably stay away from TCAT, because its main competition is Immutable X, which I'm extremely bullish on, and I don't see any way possible for TCAT. Maybe if they start putting up those jewelry and gemstones they were talking about, because that's a new, unique type of thing. But until then, if it's just got artwork on it, IMX is going to blow the dog nipples off of any other competition right now. Did I just close my YouTube live stream there? I guess I did. Hold on a second, guys. I can't see what you guys are saying in the comments. I accidentally closed everything. I do got to get going here soon. Oh, let's see here. Let me just get back into the Go Live. There we go. Fried chicken, you make NFT? Anybody can make an NFT. It's not, like, that's the thing. Like, there's this whole thing with I don't know. It's anybody can make an NFT. Anybody can create a token on blockchain. Anybody can create a blockchain. But just because you create something does not mean that it's going to have value. When you create something, you have to give the business value, right? So if you completely take blockchain out of the picture and just think of it from a business side, if you start a business, you've got to build up the value of the business with good customer service, very easy to use applications or whatever. And as you do that, it will continue to build. So that's the same premise that you have to look at for the blockchain technology market. This is all new. This is stuff that anybody can create. But just because anybody can create it doesn't mean that it's going to have value. You have to actually build the value in. Why Bitcoin is $40,000, because the biggest part of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology is security. And the Bitcoin blockchain itself is the longest running blockchain and the most secure by history. So that value alone of the security of Bitcoin's blockchain is baked into that high price for Bitcoin. So it's the same thing no matter what it is, whether it's cryptos or not. The value has to be built in. Just like a YouTube channel.